Welcome back to Need for Speed Heat, guys. Today we're continuing our daily uploads of Need for Speed Heat gameplay. Make sure you subscribe if you want to stay up to date with everything we're doing. However, if you've missed any of the stuff that we've already done, I uploaded already a huge chunk of the very beginning of the game. I uploaded the full car list, which has some super cool stuff on it. And yesterday, I went and uploaded a wide-body Mazda RX-7 with a full drift tune on the thing. It was an absolute handful to drive, but it was super cool. If you missed any of those videos, I'll link to them down below, and you guys can check them out for yourself. However, please let me know in the comments down below if there's anything else that you guys want me to check out in Need for Speed Heat. It'd be much appreciated. Don't forget to thumb up other people's comments as well, so I can get a good idea of what you guys want to see most. Anyways, today, I promised that we would be working on this thing, our Subaru WRX STI. This is the brand new one, the 2006, the Hawkeye edition, and we're going to be turning it into an off-road car slash rally car, which means starting up with exactly what we are doing here. We're tossing on some lift kits. Now, I've already gotten some questions on some previous videos that you guys were asking, like, hey, when you go and toss on like rally suspension to your car, or drift suspension, or race suspension, does it actually change your car's like height? Does it lift or lower your car down? And yes, it actually does, which is super cool. I'm super excited to see that. Obviously, they're all very subtle in their own way. However, when you get them all added on, you can get something like this, which is almost lifted up 6 inches into the air, which is absolutely insane. Now, we're also tossing on air suspension onto this car. Now, just remember that because it will become important in a little bit. Now, 2 things we've already done to this car is we've already tossed on some auxiliary parts, which help us reduce our damage. Remember that as well, because I wanted to build this thing sort of almost as a raid car that can, one, obviously do off-roading, however, can also get into some cop chases, and say things get a little bit messy, you can smash into some cops and then run it off-road and get away from them. So just remember that as well when we do some of that. We also checked out the engine swaps right at the start. We've currently got a Boxer engine, the stock engine in this thing. I wasn't able to swap it, again, wasn't a high enough level to. However, we can swap in a 900 horsepower V8 if you are a high enough level. Sadly, I wasn't able to. However, we've got 400 horsepower in this, maybe 500 horsepower in this. It's not super powerful, but it is very quick and surprisingly quick. Anyways, in terms of the visual customization, this is where things got a little interesting. Because this thing was an off-road car, I was scrolling through the tires, and if you've played Need for Speed games in the past, you might have seen like you've had stretched tires and things like that. However, I don't know if this was a glitch. However, I found white walls and some big old chunky off-roaders for this Subaru available in there. I don't know if it was a glitch or something. However, Ghost Games, please make it not a glitch. I want to be able to toss some chunky boys on my Subaru. You will see when we get this thing lifted up just how sick it looks with those big chunky tires. It looks awesome. We've also got this really cool wide body off-road slash rally kit. We've got antennas on the top, these yellow headlights on this thing. It looks absolutely incredible. And then of course, we had to go slap an exhaust on this thing and just check out the meter-long flames that this car shoots. It is absolutely incredible. I'm just gonna say this car definitely makes me miss my own STI, that is for sure. Anyways, let's take our little Subaru out into the open world and go experiment with it. Now, remember how I said this thing had air suspension? Well, what if we park it up in a big old puddle, turn the car off, and activate that air suspension, and just like that, the thing works. Slam it straight down into the water. We turn the car back on. It lifts up another 6 inches. It is super cool. I absolutely love it. Anyways, there was a slight problem with the Subaru. I had some of the developers with me who make Need for Speed Heat as I was playing around with this thing. And I was asking them, I was like, hey guys, where are some of the off-road races in this game? They were like, oh, just head over here and you will find one. So I drove all the way over there, and sadly, I wasn't a high enough level to do them. So yes, there are in fact off-road races in Need for Speed Heat, but at the time of recording this video, I sadly wasn't a high enough level. So I was thinking, why don't I try to become a higher level? So in a little bit here, we will transition over to the night and start messing around with that. However, I was like, this is an off-road car. I can take this thing anywhere, right? Maybe not into a wall. That's not a good idea. However, I did also say we had some auxiliary parts on this car and tried to make it into a raid car, right? So I head on a cop. He's going to come on after me, and it is my job to try to get away from him. So I was thinking, why don't I just head off-road, utilize some of my Subaru's top speed, and try to run it through some water, and, well, there was another slight problem. Yeah, I kept getting respawned every time I drove really, really close to the water, which was kind of unfortunate, so just a heads up. Anyways, we just used that Subaru's top speed on the highway, absolutely ran it away. And you remember that damage reducer thing that I was talking about before? Yeah, it turns out it doesn't work as well as you might expect it to, which was kind of unfortunate. Anyways, before we do transition away from the day, I did want to remind you guys to take a look at the rain. I meant to talk about it in yesterday's video. However, when you're driving around and you're driving through the rain, look at the direction the rain is falling. When you spin your camera and when you're turning around, it is super cool. It's like, I don't even know the proper word to describe it, but the rain flies in a particular direction, and when you're driving around, it stays going in that direction. It's like a little detail that you might not otherwise realize. However, when you realize it, you go, oh yeah, that's really cool. So give it a look. It's super awesome. You can see it in that RX-7 video from yesterday as well. Anyways, now as I was saying, I didn't have any off-road races, so I had to do just some regular road stuff. However, I very quickly realized that this Subaru was way faster than I thought it was, for two reasons. One, it was just really quick off the line. All-wheel drive in this game is definitely the way to go. You could definitely see me struggle with that RX-7 from yesterday. The physics, although they're different from Need for Speed Payback, definitely have some similarities. I wouldn't at all be surprised if your best drift cars are still going to be things like the Hurricane, things that are all-wheel drive in nature, and it was definitely the same with this Subaru. It was just incredibly OP, and then I realized, well, I'm in this off-road Subaru. Why am I not cutting the corners everywhere? This thing is an absolute monster. So I realized I could just straight line it, cut the corners on all of these sharp like hairpins and stuff. Although, yeah, watch out for the trees. The trees do impede your progress a little bit. However, combine those two things together, I very quickly realized that this Subaru is a monster. The AI couldn't keep up with me at all. Now, like I was saying, I didn't actually have the off-road races unlocked, so what I'm doing right here is actually trying to unlock them. I was trying to get enough reputation to level myself up, which means I need to get a bunch of reputation, but as well, get my heat level up, which means the cops need to come after me, which is exactly what happened. I angered the cops, and here you can take a look at the cops doing something that is a little bit different, because again, I was like, I'm in this Subaru, why am I trying to play the cops at their own game? Why don't I try to run it off-road? So I head straight down to the beach and try running under these bridges, but yet the cops were still able to figure it out, and it wasn't as OP as I thought it would be, which was kind of surprising. The cops are definitely a little bit smarter than you might expect. Like, you can see them all just coming after me. There's 3 cops on me now, which was kind of surprising. Also, sorry, Mr. BMW. Anyways, it wasn't too long until I figured out, with a little bit of top speed again, and a little bit of jumping, the cops sort of freak out a little bit and don't like coming after you in that circumstance. So I pulled off this big jump, I take down one of the billboards, get on some top speed, doing 120, 130 miles an hour, and we were gone. That's it. The cops were nowhere to be seen, which was super, super cool. And I was like, well, I still need to level up, so we need to get in some more cop chases. So I go and piss another cop off. We are now heat level 2, so the cops are very, very annoyed right now. We've actually done some races in between, so we've actually got 28,000 rep banked up right now. I'm trying to get to rep level 3, because I explained it in one of the previous videos. The way reputation works is it's a multiplier. Your heat level will multiply the amount of rep you have. So you can see me going head on and full on trying to take out these cops, and again, running it off-road to try to get away, which is exactly what happens. We get up to heat level 3, which means a huge boost. We are now up to 43,000 reputation, which is kind of insane. Super, super cool, though. I was trying to level up, like I said, to get some of those off-road races. I heard you needed to be around level 24, level 25. I was level 21, I believe, finishing up the night. So I was like, I got all this reputation. Let's see what I got. We get some money, which is nice. However, our reputation, we banked in 14,000 times our heat level 3. Awesome. 43,000 rep. Level 21, here we go. Oh. That didn't work nearly as well as I thought it would. It is going to take a lot of work to level up in this game. Just a heads up. Anyways, that is going to be your first look at a rally / off-road car in Need for Speed Heat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe down below for more. We've got plenty more Need for Speed Heat gameplay coming at you guys. So if that's something you want to see, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon with some more Need for Speed Heat. I'll see you guys then. Bye!